Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine show with the greatest cameraman around, Sonny Hirsch, and your host, Avi Myers.
Thank you, Marty. Avi Myers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. It is election season. We do our best to cover judges as best we can. There still might be time to get in Jewish Chicago. If not, you can pick it up. It's going to be free all throughout Chicagoland. It is my pleasure to introduce you to a sitting judge running for one of the vacancies in the 9th Sub-Circuit, Judge Jerry Esrig. How are you?
Hi, Avi. It's great to be back.
First of all, thank you. I'm glad you could make it. And why don't you, even though you've been on before, why don't you tell us about your background for those people who didn't see the first one?
Sure. I'm a graduate of Northwestern and the University of Chicago Law School. I was a trial lawyer here in the city for about 35 years before I was appointed by the Illinois Supreme Court in October to the Circuit Court of Cook County. I represented both profoundly injured people and did commercial litigation, so I had a kind of a broad and deep exposure to the law. I was rated highly qualified by the CBA and was vetted by Mary Jane Tice's Judicial Review Committee before I was appointed by the Supreme Court, and I've been serving as a judge since October.
Highly qualified CBA, that's very impressive. That's Chicago Bar Association, which I give the most stock to of all the various rating organizations. So I think they do the most thorough job in vetting people.
It's a rating I'm very, very proud of, and one of the things
Deservedly.
Thank you. One of the things that makes me proud of it is that in order to evaluate you, the CBA goes out and talks not only to your friends but to your opponents, and I think the highly qualified rating is an indication of what my opponents said about me, which has always something that'd be very flattering.
Oh, okay, that's good. The fact of the matter is that, I will say just on my own that you're very highly thought of within the judicial community itself.
Oh,
and
that's certainly good to hear. And
I've had a number of judges call me and tell me what a really, great legal mind you have, and, what a great judge before you were appointed you were gonna make. So now you are a judge now. How are you enjoying life as a judge?
I'm enjoying it very much. It's a great deal of responsibility, but it's also intellectually very challenging, and it's a wonderful, wonderful life, and I feel very good about using my experience and my education and what I've learned, in this way.
So initially they start people in traffic court.
Yeah, I think everybody starts in traffic court, and traffic court's a very interesting place, much more interesting than I thought it would be. I think I might have mentioned before the show to you that traffic court is where the courts really interface a lot with substance abusers. So there's a lot of issues about people on supervision who are getting treatment for substance abuse. We're monitoring those people to try to determine whether or not the treatment is working and whether they're complying with that sort of thing. So that's been very interesting. And there's also, some very serious criminal issues going on, misdemeanor cases involving DUIs or aggravated speeding, where people are facing significant jail time and significant fines. There are interesting civil liberties issues and other criminal issues in those cases. And there's a lot of trials. And for someone who did trials as a trial lawyer, it's great to preside over trials, and that's a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, I would never have thought that all those things happen in traffic court.
Yeah.
Well, thank God it's been an awfully long time since I've been there. So I told you about my last speeding ticket,
Yeah.
and I've been a very good boy ever since.
Well, that's good. Whoever the judge was said the right things to you.
Yeah, he basically threatened me like there was no tomorrow if I ever did it again.
Well, that's one of the things I'm thinking about when I'm talking to people in traffic court is what can I say to get them to be safer? Because we all know what can happen from bad driving.
Yeah, I was in serious speeders court, and I basically got 90-day supervision because I never had a moving violation or any other, not even a parking ticket. I mean, my record was 100% clean. And when I heard the other sentences that were being handed out for similar, people are going to jail, losing their license for 2 years for what I did. I mean, thank God I didn't hit anybody. I just went 3 times the speed limit.
Right.
So
Well, bad things can happen, and that's part of what we want to do is make people recognize that there are consequences for bad driving.
No, and listen, well, now I don't even have a car, so I have to behave. So, why don't you tell us the boundaries of the Ninth Sub-Circuit?
Essentially, the Ninth Sub-Circuit is Wilmette, Evanston, Skokie, Morton Grove, Lincolnwood, and the city north of Devon and east of Harlem. There are some little pockets that are in addition to that, but that's basically the area.
You know, and that's even though it's not countywide, that's a pretty decent-sized area.
It's a decent-sized area, and the campaign has a lot of events and a lot of nights and meeting a lot of people. But it's a great sub-circuit to be running in because people care about judicial candidates. They care about what your experience is. They care about your bar ratings. They're looking to elect good quality judges. And the Ninth has a very good history of electing good quality judges.
No question about it.
So it's a really good place to be running. Yeah.
Yeah, how many events will you hit in a given night?
Usually 2 or 3 even on some, yeah. Tonight we've got another coffee that we're going to from here, so
good
yeah,
luck.
it's a busy night, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's, do you have a website?
We do. It's jerryesrigforjudge.org.
And that's ESRIG.
Yes.
And just out of curiosity, is the name Esrig, does that have anything to do with the fruit that's used on
Does,
circus?
comes from Etrog.
Oh, really?
Yes. In fact, I was with Robert Matanke the other night at a Patach event, fundraiser for Patach, over at one of the synagogues
Yeah,
in
that's
Skokie.
for, children with problems.
Yes, children with learning disabilities. A very, very good program.
Extremely
Yeah,
good, yeah.
I was glad to be there and glad to learn about it, but he was introducing me to people, and that connection, Esrig and Etrog, was being made.
Yeah, I always wondered, and I'm glad I asked you. I was definitely curious. I actually keep my old ones, and I actually have one that's about 35 or 36 years old. It's still kosher.
Really? Yeah.
So they retain their smell, all the years.
They have a wonderful smell. Yeah.
Yeah, they really do. They
Yeah.
shrivel up. They don't taste like very much, but that's a different story.
Well, we get a new one every year, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing to get.
Yeah.
I definitely do the same thing. Do you have a punch number yet? Have they assigned it?
171, yes.
171 is your punch number.
Right.
So I suggest people go to the bottom of the ballot first, because all the races on top are basically uncontested. Choose the Democratic Party, because that's the only place you can possibly vote for a judge, because there just are no, Republicans basically didn't file in almost all the races, with rare exceptions. So go to the bottom of the ballot first. If you like Judge Jerry Esrig, punch 171. Your website again?
jerryesrigforjudge.org.
Want to wish you a lot of luck in the election.
Thanks,
All the
Ivy.
best.
And thank you for doing this. It's really important that judicial candidates have a chance to have this exposure so people can know what they're doing.
I think it's very important because, and we're out of time, but you affect people a whole lot more than the governor will or all the rest of it if they should ever come before
Right,
you.
that's true.
Okay. Well, thank you very much,
Thank
and
you.
good luck on the campaign
Thanks
trail.
very much. Okay.